Hello and welcome to a new CarLubeTV video. In this video, we're going to give the Scirocco a bit of a spruce up. You might already think the whole point of this build series thus far has been about sprucing the car up. When you consider how far we've come, hopefully you'll agree we've spruced the bejesus out of this R. Well, that's close. You couldn't fit a gnat's testy between that splitter and the ground. I guess they don't call it a low-line kit for nothing. However, we shouldn't ignore those boring, mundane, serviceable items that quite annoyingly tend to wear out from time to time, thus hampering the enjoyment of this vehicle. Today we're at my buddy Ryan's garage in a little town called Gamling Gay, in a district of South Cambridgeshire. We have a number of tasks to carry out today, and yes, I had noticed how close once again my splitter has come to its demise. Today, including draining and reintroducing different fluid types, removing and reinstalling perished rubber components, checking and double checking friction materials, cleaning up and upgrading some suspension components. Getting started with today's work, we need to drain out the engine oil so that and the filter can be replaced. We can see here Ryan removing the under tray to gain access to the filter. There it is. I'm not sure why it has the initials DC on it. Maybe we have a fan of Superman here. Perhaps other suggestions could be made in the comments below. Now to remove the oil plug and let it flow out. We'll come back here a little bit later. What we can see here is a new trailing arm console bush being swapped out. The offside one has already been installed. For those unfamiliar with this part, this is what they look like. They should be replaced in pairs and will remove any play in the perished rubber section. Look at the state of this rusty rear lower arm. Also, this rusty lower arm, it's actually not that uncommon for these to be a bit rusty, but when the bush at the end of the arm perishes, it allows movement. It's usually a good idea at that point to remove and replace the whole thing. Ryan here starting disassembly. Whilst he cracks on with the job at the rear of the car, I'm going to do a visual inspection of the wheels, tyres and brakes. We can see here one of my new wheels fitted at the end of last year. It's still in perfect condition with no cracks and definitely no curb rash. The tyres are also wearing very evenly and plenty of meat left on them. The same can be said for this one. Now checking the discs and the pads on the front axle, I am on the hunt for an upgrade for these brakes. I'm considering either 4-pot or 6-pot Brembo calipers with drilled discs. If anyone can help me with these parts, please comment below. You can't easily see, but from my vantage point I can see there's probably about 6mm of friction material left on the pad, and the disc is relatively unlipped. Over to the other side and it's the same story. Also checking for play in the bearings here. Onto the rear, and again plenty of pad left, at least another 10,000 miles worth, but the discs are starting to look a little bit worn. I also want to make plans for the rear brakes, and again same story on the opposite side. Good to know that the brakes are working within tolerance, as everything seems to be wearing very evenly. Here's the box of bits that we'll be changing today. You'll notice there are a couple of shock absorbers. Although they're not brand new, they are relatively new. Those of you that have been watching my videos for a while will no doubt know that I had a previous Scirocco to this one. Within a couple of months of the chain guide deteriorating and detonating the engine on that car, I had changed both the rear shock absorbers and rear lower arms, as we can see here. Strangely on that car, both shock absorbers failed with a snapped thread on the top mount. When I parted that car out, I kept the shock absorbers, which we will now be fitting to this car for no other reason than I currently have 60,000 mile old rusty shock absorbers fitted. Also notice in the box we've got some new bump stops. With all these new parts, the rear end should feel a lot stiffer and planted on the road, we hope. That's the first lower arm almost off. It's always advisable when you change these items, you always replace the centric bolts, as they are one of the adjustment points for the car's tracking alignment. Removing the first shock absorber now, just 2 bolts at the top, as we can see, and 1 at the bottom. That shock absorber is rather rusty. As we can see, here we have Ryan is just removing the top mount. Now with the new bump stop and dust cover mounted, the top mount can be tightened in place and reinstalled back on the car. With the shock absorber and the spring in situ, the lower arm can be pushed up and the bottom hub bolt can be installed. This is a man who loves his job. Look how fresh this corner is looking now. New shock, new bump stops, new lower arm, beautiful. Now onto the other side, and you need to be a little bit more careful with this lower arm as the electronic damper control level sensor sits here and could easily break. Ryan here making sure everything is spick and span. Here we are, the other side shock absorber is now in place. I found the lower arm just hanging around. I told it to stop procrastinating and get on with its primary directive. And now we can see the second side looking fresh. Back to the front of the car. And the new oil filter is introduced to the engine. With the car coming back down, you might notice the blocks of wood under the wheels. Because I installed side skirts, the 2-post lift couldn't get under my car. Here we can see Ryan frantically jacking the car up to remove the arm. This was obviously done on both sides. Topping up the engine oil with some premium Castrol 5W30. With the engine service complete, we can close the bonnet on that job. The next job is to service the air conditioning on my Scirocco. It's been working okay, probably not as good as it could be. I thought after 10 years that some of the Freon may have evaporated. I didn't actually realise this, but the machine not only removes the existing Freon and oil, it vacuum tests the system before reinstalling new Freon and new oil. As it turned out, we'd lost about 30% in 10 years. That's not bad. Back in the garage now for a visual inspection of the alignment. As all of the rear suspension has been apart, we wanted to make sure that the car was going to drive down the road at least in a somewhat straight line. Having a look under the car, we can see how fresh the new components have made the rear end look. We can see that level sensor on the offside rear lower arm. Also, we didn't use the centric bolts, which I procured, as they turned out to be too short, strangely. Although, when I went to the four-wheel alignment the next day, we did have to order some new ones from VW, because the ones we reinstalled were stretched beyond all recognition. Here again are those brand new console bushes. Ryan here is going off for a quick blast to make sure everything is as it should be.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
That's the service and preventative work now completed. As I said before, the Scirocco did require a four-wheel alignment, as the suspension geometry was unacceptably way out of line. But I was definitely happy with all that was carried out in an aid to help me go down the road in a straight line without any knocks and bangs. Mission complete. If you like what you've seen, drop this video a like, and I will see you on the next video when we'll be getting back to some more exciting modifications.